is an occasion here in the city of Memphis where we can make a change. We need to change some things in this city, even if it means changing some of the persons that are in office. Now, you all know who I support for the mayor of the city of Memphis. It goes without saying, Dr. W. Harrington. I also want to say this that again, I will reaffirm my statement that Tammy Sawyer was placed in the race by the Strickland administration to be a distraction. I will say again that her brother, Michael Hooks Jr., has received from the Strickland administration 5 to 6 million dollars. Ain't no way in the hell my sister could jump in this and gonna take some of my munchies. Hell no. Unless Jim Strickland concerned and worried about his most formidable opponent, Dr. W. Harrington, who served this city as the mayor for 20 years, former superintendent of schools, and has name recognition that even the Strickland money cannot buy. The developers are very concerned about Dr. W. In fact, right now, uh, Tammy Sawyer is a non factor. She has no momentum whatsoever. Uh, she's just there. She's existing. What you're seeing around the city, and I told you that Dr. Harrington was going to run a 60-day campaign. You're beginning to see his signs go all over the city. You see his commercials running on this program as well. Please do not waste your vote. She's a distraction, y'all. She can't win. Little Tammy, well, can't say little Tammy. Uh, Big Tammy, Big Tammy. Ain't nothing little about that girl at all. But her mindset. Big Tammy, Big Tammy, Big Tammy, Big Tammy is just there. She's there as a distraction. Please do not be persuaded by her rhetoric. Be persuaded by the fact that this is a woman who came into prominence because she took the white folks' stashes. White people, write that down. She took y'all's history. Y'all got a right to some history. I mean, we be mad as hell. They went down there and took the Martin Luther King statue or took the sign off the street off of Martin Luther King Boulevard and named it after somebody, some white folk. So you have a right to your history. Hell, them damn weird dead white folks don't bother me. The only dead white folk that I get concerned about is the ones that be on them $50 bills and them $100 bills. Them the only dead white folk I get concerned about. And white folk, you must remember her at the polls. Tell all your other white friends when y'all have your white friend gatherings and your little parties and your little sets by the pool, your little tea parties. Remind your white friends that Tammy Sawyer tried, in fact, she did, her and her brother, Michael Hooks. Y'all do know, white people, that Michael Hooks was the one, it was his company that took the statues down. Remember that, white people. But blacks in this community, you must understand that there is a plan by developers to bring into prominence whatever their plan is. Now look at this madness going on the river. What we need to do to the river is the developers, not the people in this community that give a damn about anything that is going on as far as construction is concerned on the Tom Lee Park. I'm going to be very bad on, very bad. I'm going to be hard on this election. Those of you don't like it, kiss my ass and call it sweet. Don't watch the program. Don't listen to the information that I'm going to be bringing you about these shaky Jake ass politicians. And it's a mo. It's a mo politicians that don't mean you no earthly good. They just run it. And all these broke ass politicians that ain't got damn dollar, ain't got no money at all, but still they are running for office. Ain't got a snowball chance out there in the sun, and it's 95 degrees even right now at a few minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Those candidates that I support, I'm going to be telling you, even when I have races where I've got several people in the same race that are advertising. I offer exposure, but hell, I don't support everybody. I can't endorse everybody, but I am going to endorse those that I think are here for the people. But that damn Tammy is a wasted vote. Don't waste your vote for the girl. She can't win. She came into prominence again by taking the white folks' history. Then she won last September. She was sworn in January 1, and then by February 1, she wants to be the damn mayor of the city of Memphis. Ain't that some doo-doo? Yes, it is. Real stinky doo-doo. We cannot allow opportunities to come into play. Well, in, and I got a guess, she's here, and Nicole Cleaver, running for District 8, Position 1. She's going to be, well, she's already here. And we're going to find out what's up with this girl. Why should she be elected? Is she the best person for the job? I have made a decision as to who I will be supporting in the District 1 race. First of all, let me say something. I think as much of the Thaddeus Matthews show, the only black independent broadcast in this city that's on 5 days a week, that has thousands of television viewers, social media viewers. I think it's much of what I do. And I will not be disrespected by a politician, a wannabe politician, and their handlers. Damn a handler. Folks, and if you don't know what a handler is, see, a lot of these politicians, they go out and get handlers, people who's supposed to know politics to handle them and handle where they spend their money. And a lot of these handlers, because they want to make all of the money themselves, try to bypass me. How the hell you gonna bypass a man that's been on TV almost 7 years with the Thaddeus Matthews show, who has been in broadcasting in this city damn near 40 years. The only independent broadcaster that does radio 5 days a week, does TV every day. You don't need to spend all that money with him. Okay. Then fine. Then damn it, don't spend it. But it's better to have me on your side than to have me against you. The camp of Rhonda Logan, I called her twice. And see, after you play me off twice, I don't call you no more. Don't give a damn about your campaign, and will do everything that is needed to cause your opposition to defeat you. I don't play fair. I don't play by anybody else's rules in this game called politics but mine. So I will not be supporting Rhonda Logan. I will be seeking to make sure that she does not become a city councilor. I don't give a damn about all this stuff that went on at the end of last year about they didn't appoint her. Fine. As a pastor in that district, everybody, all the pastors in the area, in the Raleigh area, have been contacted. But me, not that I care. I don't like that little garden party that Strickland had. What was that? They finna grow some cucumbers or something out in Raleigh, the farmer's market. Hell damn, if you want to do something, build a damn grocery store. Okay? Yeah, you gonna give the Negroes in Raleigh some damn cucumbers and some bananas and some turnip green. Well, damn, no, Jim Strickland and Touche Parkinson and all of these Strickland supporters that I saw on TV. Don't invite me to that because I ain't coming. When I saw the lineup, I said, oh, this Strickland giving niggas some cucumbers meeting. I wasn't coming to that stuff. Hell no. Build a big grocery store there for black folk. Create some industry in the Raleigh community. See, but all you niggas that's kissing Strickland's ass because you want to sit at the table with the master, kiss my entire black ass. I'm not gonna be in a part of the white man's usury of black folk. And these Negroes, you state representatives, you Negroes who think you got the power and you think you gonna bypass me, Negroes, please. Negroes, please. I'll become your worst nightmare whenever you're running for office and whoever you're supporting and putting in the game, because you're bringing folk in the game that think they need folks' approval. And so you get these Negroes out here who think that you got to go by them to run for office. You got to get their okay. Ain't no niggas in power in this city. Come on. The white folk let you think you got some power. They give you the crumbs that fall from the table. And you Negroes become their puppeteers. They're still the puppet masters. But I'm bought, unbought, and on anything. I own the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Ain't a mother gonna tell me what I can or cannot say. And you shady ass niggas that's out here in our community, oh, I will be your nightmare. Because ain't a damn thing you can do to me. Thank you, Jesus. Hush. And tired of this. You ought to be tired of it. So, in number one, I will be supporting Sherman Greer. Is he going to bring you some money? Of course he is. His people called me yesterday. His folk came to see me today. And I gave them what my price is. They didn't flinch because they know the asset of the Thaddeus Matthews show. So you Negroes that want to play, you want to disrespect my platform, or you think you can give me kibbles and bits. No. I'm a gravy train nigga. Not kibbles and bits. I'm not even Alpo. I'm gravy train. Okay? So understand, and I don't throw rocks and hide my hand. I'll call you out just the way that it is. I will be supporting Sherman Greer, who is already the appointee in that office. Do I like all of any decision he made? I ain't gonna like and agree with any decision and all decisions that any candidate makes. No. Mm-mm. I ain't gonna agree with everything Dr. Harrison does, but I support a man that stands on his principles and on his virtues. Now niggas supposed to get excited because you want to build a God. Damn. Give a nigga some cucumbers. I guess that they gonna stick that in their ass. Giving niggas cucumbers and some potatoes, tomatoes. We gonna build a garden for you good niggas out here in Raleigh. Ain't y'all happy? Master Strickland gonna put y'all out there to farm, and we gonna create a damn garden. Kiss my ass. Okay, I guess. Whoo, Lord, I'm sick of you coward ass Negro. You Negroes who come out of nowhere. You have no history of service. And y'all want to jump in these races because you want some name recognition and ain't got no damn money to do it. You just want to be in the race just like that damn Tammy. Oh, let me do this. Saturday, what time? 10 o'clock. There is going to be a meeting called Donuts with Doc. This is for men only. This Saturday morning at 10 a.m. from 10 until 11 o'clock. And I know I got something going on at the church Saturday, giving y'all the groceries and stuff. Dale said, since she probably be handling it in a way, that I might can just ease on over there because she know I ain't coming out there in the sun and do no work. I was going to do some work. I was going to shake hands and greet the peoples. That's how I work. But men, those of you that support Dr. Harrison, this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 is Donuts with Doc. I like that name. Donuts with Doc. It's going to be taking place at the Harrison Campaign Headquarters, 3853 South 3rd. If you don't know where that is, that's where the old Crystal Palace used to be, the other end of the building. You'll see the big sign there. all men. Ladies, they're gonna have a meeting for y'all in a few weeks. But this is a men's meeting. We want 400 men. We don't care what color you are. Men who support change. Men who support a man that is bold enough to tell the developers, Turley and all that group, to go to hell. Get the hell up out of my office. Jim Strickland, it's time. I wish, where my t-shirt at? Dale, give me one of my t-shirts. I'm gonna wear my t-shirt Saturday morning. Bring my t-shirt over here. Yes, y'all need to get this t-shirt. Jim Strickland, get the hell out of our office. I got plenty of these. Yeah. I and Saturday, when I'm, yeah, y'all can get them now. I think I'm gonna sell them now. Hell, I got so many. $15. You think that's fair? $15, unless I gotta mail it to you. $15 for this t-shirt. We ought to be wearing this all over the city. Jim Strickland, get the hell out of our office. Okay, in the studio this evening, very lovely young lady by the name of Nicole Cleaver is in the house. Nicole, give me her t-shirt too. She brought me a t-shirt. And look like her favorite color is my favorite color, purple. Everybody know that's my favorite color. I'm gonna wear it too. I guess that's what she brought it for. Let's see if she gets the right side. Yeah. Nicole Claiborne, City Council. Yeah. Yeah, City Council, District 8, Position 1. Put me some purple pants and some purple shoes on, and wear my t-shirt. But after we come back from the commercial break, who is Nicole Claiborne? Where she come from? Why is she running? What kind of change can she effectuate? Why should she get your vote? Hell, what's she gonna do for you? We hear politicians talking about what they gonna do. What's her plan? What's her platform? What's she gonna do about crime? What she's going to do about those of you that live in South Memphis. And she'll be able to tell you in just a minute where her borderlines is and whether you can vote for her or not. I believe her name, well, it'll be the second one on the ballot because you got LaTroy Alexandra hyphen Williams. His name will be first, but she'll be number 2. All right, we're gonna put her in this hot seat right up here next to the pastor. After we come back from these commercial messages, Nicole Claiborne will be our guest here on the Thaddeus Matthews Show. All right, Nicole Claiborne.
Don't be nervous. I'm in the hot seat. Then you got to scoop some.
Hmm.
You don't understand the colors I have.
Do
Polka dots and gray.
Yes. Great minds think alike. Maybe I was psychic this morning.
Maybe.
Scoot a little to your left, Daddy.
Do what?
Scoot a little to your left. Little, okay. She kind of made that
You need some water, Nicole?
Huh? Your people watching?
Yes.
Your mama, your dad, and all them?
Mama.
You're having a popcorn party around here?
Not yet.
Huh?
Not yet.
That's it. They said if you turn the camera this way, hell, then I can't read the damn comments. I'll let it stay the way it is. So, you niggers, I have to read what y'all saying. Yeah. Somebody said she sure is nice on the eyes.
Thank you.
That'll get a vote right there, woman.
That's what they said on YouTube. She got my vote.
Huh? She what?
She got their vote.
Yeah. I'm gonna move into the area so I can vote. We're gonna talk about all the areas that you represent as well.
Okay. Now I'm a volunteer for the giveaway of the food.
Do it?
Friday or Saturday. Be one of the volunteers to help serve the food.
Yeah. She gonna be a volunteer Saturday.
Come on out.
Probably Friday. Saturday on campus.
Huh?
Probably Friday. Saturday on campus.
Okay.
Whatever day's fine.
Have you found out where my church is in your area?
I think you right on the cusp. You cut off because I go up to Memphis and Millington and Arlington, like right on the cusp. I think you're on that cusp where I get cut off.
There'll be a lot of folk in that's coming that's in that area.
Okay.
This a little bit. My voice will pick up, I know. Ooh, it's hot in here. Huh? Ain't no air on, is it?
It's just under the lights.
You ready?
Yes. Take a deep breath. You're ready. I'm in the hot seat.
Has anybody told you you shouldn't go on his show?
I think so.
You want me to
Huh?
play her commercial before we come back? Can we do
Yeah,
that?
play her one more time. Do that as the intro.
Okay.
Did,
The consensus was really you're not scared.
uh,
The consensus,
It was what?
It wasn't don't go on his show. It was, are you ready? Like, that's no filter at all. But my sister said, well, if you can talk to Thaddeus Matthews, you can pretty much deal with anybody. So if I can convince
Oh.
you that I'm a viable candidate, then I feel like I can convince others.
You see, you got over 1,000 views, I believe, on my page.
Yeah, and I think it's just been up a week now.
No, it went up Sunday.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I put it up Sunday, didn't
Oh, on your page.
I? On my page.
So that's different from my
Yeah.
views, cause I got 900 and I think
Yeah,
some
that's
of them.
different. My views will
It's
be
got
different from your
1,200 on
page.
this page.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm welcome back here on the Thaddeus Matthews Show. On my right is Nicole Cleaver, candidate for mayor. Candidate, not for mayor, excuse me.
Are you speaking things into existence?
No, girl, we ain't gonna let you play the Tammy yet. For city council, I was reading something at the same time. For city council, District 8, position 1. First of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Who in the hell is Nicole Claiborne?
Nicole Claiborne is a native of South Memphis, born and raised, went to schools in South Memphis. I'm not just claiming to be over in that area.
Okay.
I've been doing things and I have become accustomed to doing things privately. I've
Okay.
been doing things for a long time before I decided to run for office.
Mhm.
I'm sick of politics as usual. I've sat back, I've watched, I've waited for people to do what they said they were gonna do, to implement the changes, to see some type of progress or see Memphis moving in a better direction, and I haven't seen it. And every time I look at what the issues are, it goes back to the decisions that have been made. And for me to effectively impact anything, I would have to be a part of making those decisions, meaning I would have to be on city council.
The name Claiborne has historical value in the South Memphis area. I think that's how I first met you some years ago. You gave me a call, and what was that call about? I was on the radio.
You were on the radio, and I was trying to get petitions to preserve the Claiborne name. They were getting ready to change it on Claiborne Homes.
From Claiborne, right?
Yeah, and I was trying to get some signatures, and some men told me, "Oh, you need to go talk to Thaddeus." And they told me how to get to where you were at the time. You were at a house, and I popped up
It was a radio station that was in a house. Thank you.
Yes, correct me, my bad.
Uh-huh.
I popped up at your door. I didn't know you were on the air live, and you said, "What you want?" And I came in and I told you what was going on, and you had me to host your show for 2 days, and you made people aware of the issue because a lot of people weren't aware, and you were instrumental in helping me preserve the Claiborne name because you got the word out there. And
So, ladies and gentlemen, what she's basically saying is Claiborne Homes, a name that has been a part of the South Memphis history for many years. It was named after your uncle, okay? So she has value, and as far as history is concerned, Now you're gonna need to speak up. These folk on social media want to hear you. So you've been out there. What's some of the other things that you've done, Nicole?
A few years ago, it's funny that you were talking about the garden because we partnered with MATA, and actually I was working with Vance Avenue Collaborative at the time,
Okay.
volunteering with them, and we were doing a bus we had gotten from MATA for $1. We gutted it, cleaned it, painted it because, again, same issue. There were areas that did not have the grocery store. Senior citizens couldn't go. So the bus was initially done to take fresh produce to those areas. It was mainly in North Memphis that did not have a grocery store where senior citizens could not get to a grocery store.
So you've been out here. You actually still live in South Memphis.
Yes, I'm there every day.
You're an educator.
I am.
You look young, but you're actually
I'm 48.
she's 48 years old. So she's not a young girl, but she's a young lady who has been in the fight. But what makes you think that you're qualified to become a city council person?
Because of decisions that are made, they have not been made to benefit who's supposed to be benefiting from them, which is the majority of the people. So I feel like I can be instrumental in being sure that decisions are made to benefit what's going on. In my eyes, if I can see the problems and the solutions, I think Stevie Wonder at this point could see the problems and be able to figure out the solutions. So
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I think I'm equipped because I've been fighting. I had to fight Memphis Housing Authority. I've already had my encounter with Mayor Strickland about Claiborne Day because at one point he tried to tell me that that was no longer in existence, and a couple of city council members had to step into his office and tell him no, that was established in '96, and once we decree something, it's from there forward. And then I was instrumental in helping with the initial Coliseum Coalition to save the Mid-South Coliseum. So I've been fighting. So why not fight for the people?
Your district, what areas? Now you're in what is called a super district. So what areas of the city will you be over as a city council person?
I would be over Fraser, parts of Raleigh, come all the way down to Harbor Town, parts of Midtown. It cuts off right at Central and North Clearbrook. Go over, I have South Memphis, Whitehaven, go all the way over to Hickory Hill. So it's a very large area.
Okay. So you've got basically half of the city.
Exactly.
So you've got a large portion of North Memphis, South Memphis, Midtown, all the way out to the Hickory Hill area. Now, I hear politicians all the time talking about what they want to do when they get elected to office. What's your agenda? What is it that Nicole Claiborne feels that she can do for the people that she represents?
First of all, I need to bring accountability. That's the problem. People have repeatedly made promises, and I'm one of those people who had gotten to the point, and I feel like, what's the point in voting? It doesn't matter. So bring accountability to what people say they're going to do. I feel like that I can actually do and implement educational programs. I think education is key. I think that crime and poverty should be reduced, but it has to be inclusive of all of the city. And I also think economic development is very important, and that includes several different aspects. I think that you should go into communities and consult the people that live there, not just take them over. All of that has to do with funding that comes into those areas. And as a city council representative, that's my job. My job is to be sure that the funding that comes into those areas is actually given to those areas. And that requires accountability. If somebody is getting funds for your area, but you look around your neighborhood and you don't see what needs to be done, then they're not serving you.
So how are you, as a city council person, going to make sure that those dollars that are allocated for an area get there? And let me give you a prime example. I was very disheartened, especially by black council members, when the concourse, the crosstown concourse was built. And all of that area surrounding that area is heavily impoverished. That you take all of these dollars and city council people vote to put dollars there, city funds there, but you leave the outskirts, everything that was not attached to the old Sears Crosstown. None of those people got any of the dollars from the city. And I felt that any city council person that represented North Memphis should have made sure that no dollars would have went for the concourse unless New Chicago, Badwater, Klondike, Scutterfield, that midtown area around there got some of that funding. How would you, as a council person, make sure that not only the developers get what they want, but the residents in the community?
That comes from voting. All of those things that you just talked about, I felt a certain way about different developments as well. There's been no accountability. Those people in those areas did not raise saying, they did not hold the representatives in that area's feet to the fire, because they shouldn't have been left out. They're just as much as part of the community as anywhere else. And as a city council person, my area, I'm going to be sure that the funding that's supposed to go to that area is spread out equally. That there isn't any area that's just completely omitted, that is distressed like so many places in South Memphis are. That's accountability. That's my job.
But Nicole, how do we know? Because there are deals that are made in the council chambers, upstairs in offices. The white council persons come in and say, look, we'll support you on something else. We need your vote for this. That what you want right now is not important enough. Let's get this done. How do we know that you will not be a person that will cut deals with other council members and leave the people out?
I've already been fighting for the people, and I'm one of the people. So my record and the things that I've already fought for speak to my integrity and the fact that I'm not a puppet and I'm priceless. I can't be bought.
Now, someone has asked me who has that district now. It's basically an open seat. One of the things that I find peculiar about this, and probably the person with the most prominence that's running in there, is Jerry Curry, who was appointed to the council in December for District 6. I find it strange that Jerry Curry is not running for District 6. And I have no qualms about saying the reason that she's not running is because she does not feel as though she can defeat Ed Ford Sr. That's my view on that. Ed Ford Sr. is the most prominent candidate in the District 6 race. He and his family have a history of service in that area. The N.J. Ford and Sons Funeral Home has been a staple in that community. And I don't think that she thought that she could defeat Ed, so she jumps over in this seat that was held by who?
Joe Brown.
Who?
Joe Brown.
That's the reason y'all ain't got nothing in North Memphis. His nothing happening ass didn't do a damn thing. And I don't know why the hell he running for the city court clerk, and he didn't do nothing as a city council person to bring any industry into that community. But that's a whole nother show. So Joe Brown was over this particular district. Now, Jerry Curry is now running for this seat. She's not running, and I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, she is not running for the seat on the council that she holds. So basically, it's an open seat. But here's what concerns me, Nicole. When I look at her, and I look at her campaign disclosures, she's been on the council 5, 6, 7 months. But when her disclosure came out, she had over $75,000. Now I'm hearing it's over $100,000. Why do you think Jerry Curry, who is not running for election in the seat that she holds, and one of the questions would be, what has she done since she's been there for the citizens of District 6, but now she's running for a district that is citywide. She's coming from a single district where we see nothing that has been done that I know of in District 6 to a larger area. And I look at her campaign contributions and who's contributing to her campaign. I see all of the developers. I see all of the big league lawyers, and they're giving large amounts of money.
Very large.
Winston Gibson Mechanical, 500. I'm looking at Kenya Hooks. I saw Kenya at a gathering on Sunday. She didn't speak to me. I don't know. That's Michael Hooks' wife. When I'm going through here, people that she would not know from only being on the council 5 or 6 months. Who is Terry Lynch, Southland Companies, and I'm just going through the list. North Memphis Logistics, $1,000. Money out of Rochester, Minnesota, $1,600. Meta Project Resources. I
have a problem with this, because it raises so many questions. I went through this,
What
I
does
went through this.
What's the questions that it raises in your mind?
It raises the question of, number one, if she hasn't been in the area, why are they comfortable with giving her this amount of money? She hadn't done anything.
Okay.
She doesn't even have a position.
Okay.
So is there something that they're doing that we don't know about for them to give her like $100,000 already? And she's only been in city council, you said, since January, so she hasn't proven anything. She hasn't developed anything. It just makes me feel like she's already bought and sold the communities.
So are you saying that when you look at the financial disclosures of Jerry Curry, who does not hold this particular council seat, who has only been on the council, was appointed to the council in December, so you've been there 6, 7 months, and yet every major developer, FedEx, political group, $1,000.
They know something that hasn't been disclosed to us.
Turdy.
Because she has gotten money from people who, why would anybody just give you all this money, especially when a lot of people in these areas already have a problem with gentrification?
Okay.
Most of these are construction companies
Right.
and people doing construction and development in the city, but they're already giving you thousands of dollars. I feel like I deserve an answer. I think she needs to answer for this because my campaign is about accountability. So how are they giving you all of this money going in and you've done nothing? You haven't even been in this district. You were over there, and I don't know what you did over there. Did she do anything over there?
Not that I know of.
So what has she done to merit this type of money?
Well, when the developers find themselves an individual that they think can be controlled, that will vote the way that they want. Boyle Investment, Turley is on here. Alan Morgan Jr.
Page and page of developers.
Yeah.
That doesn't settle well with me because that just goes to show that's what we're already fighting. People who are in positions to do something, to make a change, but they sell out. This right here, this 26 pages, which is a public record. This 26 pages says she's already bought and sold. She sold the communities out already.
So, in other words, you're saying then that Jerry Curry, if she is elected, is already controlled by developers.
I didn't say that. Her financial statement said that.
Oh, because anytime people give you this type of money, they're not giving you this type of money just because you're a nice person. You have no history of bringing any revenue into the district. You've made no changes in the district. If you were so sure of what you could do, you would be running for the district seat that you already occupy, but because you fear what will happen going against Ed Ford Sr., you jump into a vacancy and they pay you. They give you these money, and developers give you this money because they need you. They need your support. They need your vote. It's called buying a nigga. Find a nigga, buy a nigga. That's exactly what it's called. But how do we know? And I've looked at your campaign disclosure. You ain't got near, not even a fraction of this money.
No, I don't.
They haven't even come to you. So why do we see Fogelman Investment, Kimmons Wilson, Rogers Commercial Property? 95% of everybody that is on her disclosure are developers who have an interest in what is being built in the infrastructure of downtown Memphis, and they need votes from the council to be able to get their projects done. How do we know that they can't buy you?
I'm not for this. I'm against this. This disgusts me. This disgusts me. And actually, I'm going to need for her to debate, call in. I know somebody is looking that's going to tell her we're talking about her, and she's going to get the message. We need an explanation for this. You just feel like you can walk into Super District 8 and sell it out? I don't think so. Who told you you could just come over here and it was going to be an easy race anyway? I'm insulted and I'm disgusted, and I deserve an explanation because this is sickening.
So do you think that she and maybe one or two of the others that are running this race think that you're a little girl that you are someone that is not a fighter, someone that they can run over?
They may be delusional enough to think that.
So are you a fighter? Will you fight for the people?
Yes, in Memphis, I need you to come close, because I need you to hear what I'm saying.
Well, tell them come
Come
on
close.
Come
Come
close.
close, like I tell my students, come close. I need you to pay attention to this. They've already put somebody in a position to sell out your communities. I need you to show up to the polls and show them that it doesn't matter who they give money to. You are the determining factor in your community, and show them that they wasted their money, because you're not going to elect her.
Those of you on Instagram, you've timed out for the first hour. I'm definitely going to bring you back. You live in the district.
Yes, I do.
Okay. You reside there every day.
I do.
You've grown up in the North Memphis area.
South Memphis.
South Memphis area, excuse me. You've grown up in that area. You've got history. Your name is a part of the history of South Memphis.
I had to fight for that.
Yes.
That wasn't an easy fight. Robert Lipscomb was head of Memphis Housing and had been for a very long time. So for me to have to go toe to toe, they wouldn't even let the media in those meetings half the time. They would be outside, standing outside, wanting to know the outcome. That was a fight that went on almost 2 years. A year it went on privately, then it hit and it became a public battle. So I've been fighting. My track record speaks for itself. Unlike somebody else who I don't know what she's done.
We're going to take a commercial break. Then we're going to come back with more with Nicole Cleaver, because I want to hear more about her platform. Crime is running rapid. I also want to hear what her economic development plan is for the area. She's a resident. She stated to me she's got a concern about another one of the persons running who may not live in the district. And that person, she says, is J.B. Smiley. We'll be back after these commercial messages.
I need her to explain. You
Huh?
understand? I need her to explain. I'm very uncomfortable. This does not settle well with me at all.
Papa, the main debate between you and her, and even let me break this now.
If only he would come on. Now that would be something.
You're doing well.
Thank
You're
you.
doing well. What's your message saying? Your message is saying you're doing well.
Let me see.
I done got 10 Harpos, who's that woman?
Who?
10 Harpo, who that woman? 10 folks, they said, Harpo, who that woman? We voting for her. But now they telling each other, that's who we vote for right there.
I know she's got some phone calls by now. I know she's got some phone calls by now. Are they liking my points? Are they liking my points? That's what somebody said.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to see you go against JP Smile.
I don't think he has the testicular fortitude. What? I don't.
Okay.
It would be interesting.
It would. I'll host the debate.
Really? Okay. And we have it. Cause I'm showing up.
Oh, we'll host it live right here, man.
That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need somebody to call Miss Kerr and tell her.
Huh?
We need somebody to call her, cause I need an explanation for this. You can't just sell out my community. That's not acceptable. When we get back, can I tell them you're gonna host the debate?
If they were doing me, and maybe I should call her live on the air.
That'd be nice. I'm gonna try to maintain my composure.
I'm doing fine. Hackman Bach, whatever your name, Hawking. I'm fine. Be very adamant about where does this money come from, and then you would like to debate, and that you think that she owes an explanation to the communication of the point.
I do. I really do. This is absurd. And she hasn't even been in District 8 when they get all of this?
She's running for City Council, District 8, Position 1. How many more commercial clubs? Where my little thing here? Oh, here it is. 2, play her as we come back in. Hey, Selena. We're in commercial break. Peace and blessings to you, Flint Design. Okay. And my guest is Nicole Cleaver. Want to remind you, coming up on Monday night, next Monday night, a very special show. My guest will be Deborah Marion. Okay, Deborah Marion, the mother of Lorenzen Wright, along with Abigail Noel, will be my guest on Monday night. We're going to find out from the mother of Lorenzen Wright how she feels about all that is going on in an exclusive 2 hour interview. Why did she make the decision as a mother to accept the 30-year plea? What does she anticipate as far as Billy Ray Turner is concerned? What evidence does she think that the district attorney has? So that interview will be Monday night. Stay tuned for that. My guest this evening is Nicole Claiborne, running for office. You said, and we were talking during the break, that you would like to have a debate with Jerry Curry.
Yes, because I feel I deserve an explanation, and so do the people in Super District 8, which she's running for.
Uh-huh.
They deserve an explanation as to all these contributions that have come to her from developers.
Do you actually think that Jerry Curry would sit down one-on-one in this studio with you? Because I'd like to host that. Hell, I even bring J.B. Smiley into the equation and let the three of you sit here and talk about why you are the better candidate. Wait a minute. Let's do something.
Mr. Matthews, I
Yes.
was told a long time ago, those who have nothing to hide, hide nothing. So she should be willing, especially since she's running for the district, to answer to the people. That is accountability, which is what we need.
Well, let's see.
Hello?
Yes, Miss Curry. Good evening. How are you? This is Thaddeus Matthews. How are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Matthews. How are you, sir?
I am excellent. You're running for District 8, Position 1, and on my show, I have Nicole Claiborne present. And what she would like for me to put together is a debate between you and her on the issues of the district. Would you debate her on the issues of District 8, Position 1?
I am with my mother right now, Mr. Matthews, but tell Miss Cleaver she can call the city office and I'll be more than happy to
No,
do it.
come on, Miss Curry. Miss Curry, now you ain't gonna do me like that.
Mr. Matthews.
All you got to do is give me now we ain't gotta go through the city council secretary. If you're willing to debate her on the issues of the district, all you got to do is say yes.
Then at this point, I'm just saying,
You do what?
I would regretfully have to say no.
So are you scared to discuss the issues of the district? Are you?
No, sir, I'm not, but Mr. Matthews, once again, I am with my mother.
Okay, you've been with your mama a long time, but your mama, this ain't go. All you gotta do is say yes.
No, sir, I'm not going to say yes.
So then, in other words, you're gonna cower it down and not explain to this community why developers are giving you $75,000 to $100,000 in contributions, and you've only been on the council since the beginning of the year. I think that the citizens have a right to hear that, don't you?
Yes, sir, but the citizens will not hear that from me in the form of a debate with Ms. Cleaver. And I thank you so much. I think highly of you, Mr. Matthews, and your show. But I hope you please can understand that I also have personal family obligations that need to be taken care of.
Yeah, but you are a public, you're a public servant. You're a public servant, and I get tired. Oh, she hung up on me.
So I just need the people to see how she brushed off your issues, my concerns, and going forward, is that how she would address your issues
Dale,
and your concerns?
make sure tomorrow that this part of the interview you cut out so that we can play it over and over and over and over and over again. I will make a TV commercial out of that. I'll make it a sound. Was that funny? TV. Yeah, you a coward. Okay.
But not only that, she totally disregarded her platform for the people. My thing is, we're supposed to come in as servants. You serve the community, but you refuse to answer to the community. That's going in. So Memphis, I really need you to show up and show out.
So you telling me that if we got a tragedy or an issue in the city, you guys spend some time with your mommy. My mommy need me. I'm trying to have some personal time with my mommy. Well, now, they'll make sure tomorrow. I got this. It's gonna become a soundtrack. And I was very nice. I wasn't my usual belligerent, hostile self. But I think that Jerry Curry owes the people an explanation. We're gonna make you a commercial using that soundtrack.
I'm
Play.
silent, but I'm livid because she just totally disregard. Okay, granted, I help with my parents. I have older parents. But if I had gotten that call, I would have said, you know what? Yes, I would love to do it. Can I call you back to schedule a time? Can I call you back to schedule a date? She just flat out said no and disregarded the issues altogether. That's not transparency.
So she just proved you both, okay? Because why would these developers give you, now it's over this 75,000, over $100,000. And you know, someone was speaking to me today. She might advertise on your show. You can't buy me. I'm used to money. So you can't buy me with bullshit. So I turned bullshit money down. That was a classic case of the master owning you. Why not debate? If you think she's a neophyte in the political circle, well, you would be too, because you only been there since the beginning of the year. What's your history, Jerry Curry, in this district? But I will play that every night on TV until October 3rd. But how long was that? How long was that, T? How long do you think that was? How long do you think that little thing was with her?
About 25 seconds.
No, it was a little bit longer.
You think?
It was a little bit longer, about 2 minutes, 3. But I'm gonna make a commercial out of it.
That was ridiculous. That actually disgusts me even further. It's bad enough that there's evidence, because like I tell my students, for everything you do, you need to have supporting evidence to be able to back it up.
Receipts, that's what the young folks
Yeah,
say now.
receipts.
Receipts.
So These are 26 pages of receipts that you have already been bought and sold out the area that you want to represent. And when we gave you the opportunity to explain, verify, you told us no. Basically, you threw me your middle finger, and I don't take that kindly.
I wonder if JB,
I have another issue.
what's the issue you got with JB?
Literally on paper, we're supposed to be right around the corner from each other. Meaning every time I go that direction, something should be visible saying that he's there. And I'm not sure if he's just an interloper or someone who is opportunist using his dad's house to make his way into South Memphis. Because even when I look into his background, it says he was like in Bolton. How does that make you South Memphis?
He went to Bolton now?
I mean, he claimed South Memphis.
Maybe he got bussed.
I'm curious because, you know, all of the district is very important, but when you claim an area, it seems like you be in that area.
The address he gives is what?
901 Mississippi.
901 Mississippi. And you brought it to my attention that you do not believe that he resides at that particular address. And I did what I do. And that house does belong to J.B. Smiley, but it belongs to J.B. Smiley Sr. And I don't think that J.B. Smiley that's running for office lives in a $29,000 house, and he's an attorney. I don't know, but I will be glad to ask him that question. J.B., do you live at what's that address?
901 Mississippi.
901 Mississippi. Do you reside there? What is your history in the district? Because I go back and I pull, I believe it was 1988 or 68, one of them eights, that the title was transferred into your father's name when I went and checked the records on that particular house. But I'm sure JB will answer that question, that surely he won't do what Jerry Curry has done. But forget about that. Let me ask you this. Crime runs rampant in your district of South Memphis, the Frazier area, even parts of Raleigh.
Yes.
What, as a city council person, would you propose that would somehow make a reduction in crime?
Just to show how accurate you are with that statement, Frazier in Memphis is 423% higher in violent crimes than the national average.
Okay.
That's scary. As a city council person, what I would do is I would take a 3-step process. First of all, I believe city council people are given a slush fund, meaning they have their discretion to use monies in a certain way. Money could be diverted for cameras, specifically high crime areas, so that those cameras could be put up and then give the police access to specifically those cameras so they can see what's going on. That would be step 1 as a deterrent. Step 2 would be, I think some judges are already interacting with city council to some degree. There could be a program put in place to bring in those the people who have done criminal activity and make the penalties more severe and more stiff, because people are committing crimes in Memphis like there are no consequences.
But as a city council person, would you have the power, because those are state courts, the criminal courts, the city council would not have the authority to legislate what state courts do?
You might be correct in that aspect of it. But I would be vocal in saying that there needs to be
Mhm.
stronger penalties. There needs to be stronger things put in place as a deterrent for crime.
Okay.
And then I would also legislate or be very vocal with the aspect of a second chance program. That way I do believe people make mistakes.
Mhm.
If they aren't repeat offenders, they will be given the opportunity to a second chance program composed of 5 public leaders, 5 churches, 5 business people.
Uh-huh.
That way they could get what they needed from these leaders as long as they stayed within the confines of the program. So I would advocate for using some of the funds that is given for the district in those areas for a program specifically, because most of the crime is because they're younger people. Number one, they don't have jobs. Number two, there's nothing for them to do.
Mhm.
So if you create viable jobs where they can have a livable wage, that in itself cuts crime, which is also tied to education. It all
Okay, well, go. I've been thinking of questions. Go ahead.
it all goes back to education.
Okay.
If people are educated, I advocate for, when I was growing up, there were more vocational jobs. Like you could come out, be a plumber, air conditioning, heating and air, all of that, which allows you to jump right into the job force without having to wait 4 years to go to college. I believe if you want to go to college, that's fine, but college isn't for everybody. And that would allow you to create income automatically, which also deters crime.
But as a city council person, there's really nothing that you can do about the school system. The only thing that city council persons are able to do is to allocate the funding. But I think that even in the allocation of funds to the school system, that there need to be certain things put in place that says, okay, now you want all of these dollars from the city, because the city and the county, and under the state constitution, that the city council and the county must fund the school system and never reduce what they have given. So I think that there should be some allocation in that says, look, I remember now when I was in school, it's been a few years ago, we had auto mechanics, they had cosmetology, they had wood shop. That was a part of HVAC too. That was a part of this training. They had the trades going on in the school. Our school system no longer has that. And I think that city council persons need to be able to say, okay, you want all this money, then what are you going to do for the young people who are not college bound? What do you have in place for that?
That again is accountability.
Okay.
That is a system of checks and balances that is much needed and has not been around for a very long time. Because if that system of checks and balances, it's reciprocation. You want this money? Okay, prove what you're doing with this money. How is it benefiting the community? My job as a city council person is to be sure that the funds for that area are used to benefit and help.
Let me correct someone here on Instagram who says, as a city councilwoman, she would not be in a position to create jobs for people. What jobs? Paid by who? Yes, she is. Because there are always industries that come into Memphis. When these industries that come into Memphis that receive pilot money, payment in lieu of taxes, certain criteria need to be put in place. That if we are going to give you free taxes for 20 to 30 years, that before I vote for it as a council person, that you're going to have to guarantee me that X number of individuals in District 8, Position 1 get jobs.
Yes.
So yes, city council people do have the power. When people are coming, even developers in this city, when they're coming and asking for money from the council, then council members have got to be bold enough to say, what's in it for my district? Forget being partners with all the other city council people. Here's what I need for my district, and if you want my support, if you want my vote, then this is what has to happen. Thank you. Now he understands. Okay, he understands. Look, let me tell you something. The city council has power. In fact, a vote of the majority of the city council could move City Hall into this building. Okay, they have that much power. But what I see happening is not the power to do what needs to be done. Economic empowerment. What is your plan, Nicole, for economic empowerment?
First of all, I have been doing that my whole campaign in various ways, because I believe economic empowerment includes supporting businesses in the community. Because a lot of people have said, Nicole, where's your headquarters? My headquarters has been all of District 8, Position 1. I've been doing pop-up shops. We've been supporting businesses in the area, meeting at restaurants, which facilitates businesses and economics.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you have to support businesses in the area and bring back money into the community. Like, a lot of these companies are coming into the community. I don't have a problem with that. I think a lot of areas do need to be rebuilt. But I also think the people in those areas should qualify for the funding. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't just become valuable because other people want to move into the neighborhood and they make it so that the people that are existing there can't afford to be there.
The mayor of West Memphis, Arkansas, my good friend Marco McClellan, just texted me. He said, you hit it dead on the head. You got to have expectations that benefit your community economically. And what I have seen happen, I look at North Memphis, in the area I grew up in, which would probably be a part of your district, New Chicago. Mm-hmm. We going back 60 years, but in my day, you had Firestone, you had International Harvester, you had Aeroglass Boat Factory, you had the wood factory up there on Firestone. You go over on Empire, you had the toy factory, you had the bread factory, you had the potato chip factory, you had Bruce Hardware. When I look at North Memphis now, that has had black leadership, the council has been black that represented that area. Hell, ain't none of those companies are there. So what if we want to diminish poverty, then we've got to have leadership that says we got to build up more than downtown Memphis. I saw the city council move, and you were talking about gentrification. I saw them when Henry Turley decided that he no longer, who is one of her campaign contributors, when they tore down Hurt Village. You know anything about Hurt Village?
I don't know.
Okay, Hurt Village had been there for years, housing project. Well, when Henry Turley built Harbor Town, they wanted all them folk with them $200,000, $300,000, and $400,000 houses passing by the projects. So what they did, they went and took folks' houses. Okay? Was that eminent domain? They used the eminent domain law and took persons' houses, paid them little money for houses that had been paid for. We need somebody on the council, Nicole, that's gonna say, do you cuss?
Yeah, but my dad's okay with it. My mom tells me I need my mouth washed out with soap.
Well, you're a good cusser.
I'm a sailor.
You cuss like a sailor. Girl, no wonder I like you. Okay? You need somebody in that city council said, damn it, we ain't gonna do that. We are not gonna force poor folk out of their houses, okay? So we've got to create economic empowerment programs. So if you want to cut the crime in a particular district, you got to create some economics.
You do, and the thing is, when you do what you just explained, all you do is shift it. If you displace people who've been in areas where they know the area, that's their community, that's how they grocery shop, you know, they're used to that, and you take them and you give them a little bit of nothing to start over somewhere completely different, your crime's gonna go up. You just shifted it. You didn't solve a problem, you created another one.
All right, I need to take another commercial break. Let's take a commercial break. Then I want to ask her how she feels about city employees and their benefits and the benefits that have been taken away from city employees. We'll be back. I hate to get you off of that. Okay. You saw me. Okay. My actual also about Bill Street.
Soft spot.
Huh?
Soft spot, sore spot.
Yeah.
Sore spot. Because there has been this thing in Memphis where we're going to ignore everything that made this place what it was. And we're going to turn it into something else for tourists.
Okay.
Ooh, this heat getting hot. I said, ooh, this heat getting hot.
Let me tell you something. Cherry played right into my hands. I knew she was gonna say no. And you got her on tape.
That should be interesting. She can't account for this. My sister told me to take off my sunglasses. My sister said, take your glasses off your head.
What's your cash app?
State8Cleaver@gmail.com.
Write it down for me. Give this to her and tell her to make a lower third for her cash app.
Cause my whole thing is stay 8. Don't move, stay 8. They gonna try to get your house for a little or nothing. Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome.
Tell her to put that together for me.
I sure.
Excuse me.
Is this the cash out too?
That is a cash out.
That is the cash app. Ain't no dollar sign in front of it?
Oh,
Huh?
yeah.
Cause she heard y'all, she's like, go tell her that's her Gmail.
That's
But
Gmail.
that's how they find it though.
Right, what, vote Is that that's the cash app right there, right?
Mhm.
Vote, $, vote Cleveland.
Mhm.
Okay. Ooh, you educated folks.
I knew you was finna say that.
Y'all do stuff all the complicated.
Shut up.
See,
Yeah, it wasn't that long thing you gave me.
but that's how they could find it. That's how a lot of people have.
I'm
been
gonna show them how they can find it.
You laughing this deal.
Cause I deal with it every day. Every.
Every
day.
day.
Day. 7 days a week.
Tremendous work.
That's what I'm saying. All what?
Why is it sticking like that?
She said YouTube.
She did that yesterday. Play the 60 behind this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Somebody started reminding them of old girl on first 48.
Yes.
Who was that?
Somebody started reminding them of old girl on first 48.
You got it ready? You got it ready? Okay. It should be an insult to every citizen in the city of Memphis, not just those that live in Council District 8, Position 1, that Jerry Curry, who is already a sitting council person in District 6, she was scared to run against Ed Ford Sr. He'd have got that ass. But they've taken Nicole for granted. Oh, that little girl, and she's 48 years old, so she's a full-grown woman. They don't think that she can win. There is nobody that is running against her that is an incumbent. There is nobody that is running against her that has actually been out in the community fighting. So you've got to support her. I mean, it was an insult. And I expected, and I told Nicole, I expected her to do that. And y'all need to call this public official and tell her, oh, what a shame. What is she fearful to debate? Should I give out the city councilwoman's telephone number? Okay. Should I give out her number? And those of you who were disappointed in her, I know she with a mama, but you need to call her and say what you're scared of. Maybe you need to ask her where you get all that money from. Why all the white developers giving you all of that money? Her number is 901. She's a public official. 901 268 4902. 901 268 4902. Call her. Ask her. You wouldn't debate Nicole. I'm a resident of that particular district. Why is it that you were just appointed in December and they feel comfortable enough to give you nearly $100,000, and probably by this time it's over $100,000? Ask her, are you bought? Are you paid for? Is this what we can expect from you, to do the bidding of the master? Are we going to be tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled, and ran amok by you again? You're not going to serve the people, because 26 pages of contributions say that you already bought and paid for. They're taking her for granted. I urge you not to allow them to take her for granted. She ain't got the money that is being given to Jerry F. Curry. She's not in the pockets of the developers. They don't think she has a chance of being elected. I'm going to ask you to support her. She needs your financial support. Put a little, not a little, but put, that's her cash app right there. I want you, if it ain't but $1, $5, $10, whatever you can give, I want you to show the power weeds, the developers, that this is a Negro you can't buy. We the people who she's been fighting for in the Cleaver homes in the South Memphis area, that we are going to fight with her. We're going to stand by her. We're going to vote for her. Go right now and leave that on the screen. Cash App, vote Claiborne. Cash App, vote Claiborne. I didn't really get a chance to Instagram. It's $ vote Claiborne. CLEABORN. Selena, put that up for me. Vote is $ vote Claiborne. CLEABORN. How do you feel about the city employees and the insurance and the benefits that have been taken away from city employees? And as a city council person, what would you do to protect city employees?
I think it's disheartening. I think that they deserve what they get. Even I was looking at how they just approved certain increases in certain areas, but the sanitation workers, they got a 1% increase. they're almost at the same point they were when King came here to march and got killed. I
Okay.
think that's sad. I think that all city employees should be protected because they work for the city. They too are servants of the people. So why would they not be protected and have what they need? I don't think it should have been reduced. I don't think their benefits should have been cut. I don't. I would not have voted for it.
Something that is near and dear to me is Beale Street. And one of the things that is happening with Beale Street, other than the city ain't never got no money off of Beale Street in all these 20 some odd years, is people having to pay to go on a public street. What's your view on that?
My view is I'm not the attorney, but I thought it was legal. And then all the revenue that's being generated from that, where is that going? That's a huge.
You thought what was illegal?
To make them pay.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought you said it's legal.
No, I said I thought that was illegal. I said I'm
Okay.
not the attorney.
Okay, okay.
But I thought it was illegal to institute that. And then they've generated so much money. I don't see it being put back into that area. So with the money that they've generated by making people pay to walk on the public street, where is that going? That's another transparency, accountability question. I don't think that people should have to pay to walk on what has traditionally been Beale Street. Memphis wants to make everything a tourist attraction. Memphis wants to make everything spectacular for everybody else to come in and see. What about the people who live here? I mean, there used to be homeless people and a lot of other things going on Beale Street. Yeah, they cleaned up the area, but what about the people around that area? So when you have tourists come in, are they just supposed to disregard the homeless people? Are they just supposed to disregard areas that have been overlooked for funding? I'm lost. Because when we compare Bourbon Street and Beale Street, Memphis, I get Memphis wants to bring in revenue, but everything needs to be done with a system of checks and balances and accountability. It can get there. Memphis is music mecca. Memphis is the distribution center of the United States. There's no reason Memphis should be 20 years behind everywhere else because decisions have been made to benefit the same select few. That's what I have a problem with.
Many have counted you out as this race is concerned. You're just another individual on the ballot. They're giving this race. I was talking to one of the political pundits today. They're giving it to Jerry Curry, and they're saying J.B. Smiley. What do you say to those who think that you're not a viable candidate, that you're not winnable, that it's not your time yet, that you just out here making noise? What do you say to those individuals?
I say I am the candidate. I say Jerry Curry has been bought and sold. So if you want to continue to get what you've gotten, you're going to let these developers show you who to put in place. You are the determining factor. Nobody else is. And J.B. Smiley, he's not even competition. He hasn't done anything. He's running off the fact that he's an attorney. Well, the last time I checked, that just means he's well versed in excuses, loopholes, and manipulation.
Well, damn.
So that's what we're trying to get away from.
Okay.
I need accountability and transparency. They can count me out, but the voters can show them that they're wrong and that they won't allow somebody to come back in and do the same thing.
I wonder if JB, and I don't have his number right here with me, I wonder if JB will debate you.
Let's find out.
I don't have his number with me. Do I have his number in my phone? I don't think, if I do, I ain't got but 4 minutes. I tell you what I'm gonna allow you to do is, next week, I'm gonna bring you back
Okay.
and let you do question and answers from the people in the district. We might do it next, because I know I'm having Lorenzen's mother on Monday night, then that show's gonna carry over into Tuesday night.
Mhm.
So let's set it up for next Thursday night. I'm gonna bring you back, and maybe I can get JB to come, and both of you sit here and let's talk about the issues. He's supposed to be getting some advertising from me. They owe me on the first, so I'm sure I'm gonna get my money on the first, because I just believe that they don't wanna miss paying me. What you looking at me like that? He's an upright man. He's an attorney. Hmm. So, but I would like for the people to hear you. We ain't gonna hear from Sister, Sister Mother, Jerry F. Curry. And I'd like to sit down and let the people have a choice. Hear you all talk about the issues, talk about what you have done. You want to do that next Thursday?
I would love to hear what other
But-
candidates have done before they announce their candidacy.
Because they got some history and a track record of being out here in the street. I ain't got but 2 minutes. All right, I'm gonna let you take 1 minute of my 2 minutes and tell the people, look straight into that camera, and for 60 seconds, tell the folk why Nicole Claiborne is the best candidate.
Nicole Cleaver is the best candidate because she is for the people. I will not allocate and agree and vote monies out of the community that need to be brought into the community. I won't be bought and sold. I don't have a history of being the one to sell out the community, and I've already been walking the walk. I've already been doing things. Memphis, I need you to show up and show out and show them that they are accountable to you.
You too?
I'm through.
All right. Don't forget tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., AM 1600, WMQM, where I play the blues. You start listening to the blues, eh?
Yeah, and you know what I discovered?
What?
Some of those blues songs make some of this rap music look PG-13. I was like, they were saying that back then. You can't say that.
So what song you talking about?
You tried to get me to get you banned off of Facebook already.
What song?
A lot of them. I was like, she said what?
Baby, let me be your candle.
It's a lot. They make rap music look PG.
Do it?
Yes, some of that blues music. I was listening to the words. It's like, oh Jesus.
That's the reason they call them not the yellows, the pinks, or the reds. They're called the blues. Tune me in at 6 a.m. in the morning on AM 1600 WMQM. Those of you around the country, you can go to the Tune In app and just put in WMQM. Is my time up? Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you for
We'll
having
bring
me.
you back next week and let you just take questions from the audience.
And let's
Okay.
see if JB calls.
See, I'm gonna call JB. I'm gonna call his handlers and see if he man enough to man up with Nicole. And if he ain't man enough, I'll let this audience know. Jerry Curry, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the baddest man on TV. My name is Thaddeus Matthews. This is Nicole Claiborne. Top of the evening to you.
Okay, the hot seat is cooling down just a little bit. It's cooling down.
My numbers are low tonight, but they always low when I ain't
Talk about no
clowning.
Yeah.
So how you think you did?
My sister said I get an extra donation.